Okay, post-production video. I forgot to mention that I forgot my headphones at home, and that's why I had to use my earphones for this video, so the audio quality might be a little bit worse. So sorry for that, but on top of that, I didn't have any place to have my camera on that was at my head level, right? And I didn't want to use my hand, right? So I used this. I forgot how this is called. Closet, I think. So the phone is here. And you might hear some, or you might have heard some echo. And the echo comes from the fact that I'm talking to a closet. So be patient. Morning everyone, my name is Mario, I'm autistic, I have ADHD, and I was diagnosed mid of this year, so at the age of 28. So today we are going to talk about something very interesting, that is how things that we like doing can somehow damage us, which was for me a revelation. This was something relatively recent, so I'm very keen to share this with you. By the way, if you see that my environment is different, it's because I'm not in Vienna today. I am in Sulden, in Tyrol, on holidays. I can show you outside. Look at this. I'm in front of the ski lift. Okay, so let's talk about the topic. First of all, I want to share what I like to do in my life in terms of hobbies, but also general things. So what I like to do is traveling with my bike, to go either mountain biking or some touring. I like, of course, to meet my friends, play video games sometimes. Maybe I'm getting a little bit older. I'm not as patient as I used to be. I like going to the disco. I like partying and dancing. And I also like to ski, even if my body cannot handle it, honestly. I just went 2 days ago, and I'm still completely not in one piece, kaput. Maybe in a couple of days I will manage, but I'm digressing. So these are all the things that I could think about that I like. At this point, I would like to introduce something that is called common sense, right? I think it's common sense that people tend to do these activities when they are stressed. For example, they did overtimes, they are very stressed, and now they want to meet friends, or they want to watch Netflix, or going to or partying, getting drunk, and so on. So these are things that help with stress, to relieve stress. Except for the fact that this is a lie. At least this is what I found out quite recently, a couple of months ago. But let me explain. Whew. Here we go. So I think it's quite important to explain what me being stressed looks like. So when I'm very stressed, I tend to have brain fog. I'm feeling confused and I become a lot more forgetful than usual. Also, I think this is especially noticeable from the outside. For me, it becomes really an effort to talk, like to verbalize. It's very, very difficult. Also, I have a decrease in sleeping quality and stress factors that I normally have, but that I can somehow endure, like noise and light, become or feel more stressful than usual. Things like grocery shopping, washing dishes, and so on. And maybe at this point you can already see why I tend to avoid doing those kind of activities. For example, when I struggle to verbalize, it's indeed difficult to communicate with people. For example, meeting friends. And that's why I don't meet friends when I'm feeling very stressed. Because talking is just too painful. And in a similar way, meeting with my group of friends, like in pub and restaurants. Because of course, if I am more sensitive to noise and lights, then those kind of places are not good for me. I mean, I don't like them even when I'm not stressed, but they become more stressful in these cases. Video games, and this might surprise you, but I mean, I play video games that require focus, like strategy games. And when you have brain fog and you have to focus, then this just increases my stress. Then going to the disco. It's true that I like going to the disco, but if my sleeping quality is decreased, going to the disco can just make me feel worse because I'm sleeping less and the quality of my sleep is also shit. And for a similar reason, partying and dancing. Even if I don't have to communicate with people, I still feel like I don't have energy to spend. I just want to keep it for myself because, yeah. I think it's actually better. You don't see a reflection of my screen. But I don't have glasses. I always forget, by the way. So, there are of course exceptions, like traveling by bike in skiing. Traveling by bike is okay, even when I'm stressed, but only if I'm not forcing myself to do so. Because otherwise I get stressed. And skiing, well, you cannot ski every year or whenever you want, so that doesn't really count. So at this point, I hope you can see how things that I like can stress me a lot or almost lead me to meltdowns if I'm not careful. And the thing is, I learned this quite recently, just by myself. Because before that, I had this common sense that meeting friends makes you feel better. You know, talking to people makes you feel better. Partying is good to relieve stress and blah blah blah, which I agree, but as soon as I noticed it and I changed my behavior, I started to feel a lot better, like I could actually recover from the stress. And that's why I always say that having self-awareness is the most important thing. And it's also even more important that people get diagnosed early and not later in life. because just think about it. I suffered my entire life for this. For what? For nothing, basically. I could have just postponed that meeting with my friends and have a better time with them, but instead I got stressed for meeting them, which feels wrong, to be honest. It shouldn't be this way. But of course, life is all about balance, and finding the right balance is quite difficult, or can be quite difficult. Because yes, now I'm aware and I can try to manage my stress in a better way, but I still have the feeling that I'm one of those people that have cycles, like very stressed, I don't want to meet anyone, and then I have a lot of energy and I want to meet everyone and do stuff and blah blah blah. I think this is how my nature is, and I think I should respect it. At this point you might wonder, then what do I do realistically when I'm feeling stressed? If I cannot meet friends, if I cannot play video games and blah blah blah. I'm saying blah 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 too much. And so on. Well, mostly I stay at home and watch YouTube and Netflix. And even better if I can watch them in my native language. Because I noticed that when I am stressed, I tend to get more frustrated when listening and watching stuff in English. I mean, on a daily basis, it's normal for me to listen and watch stuff in English, but this is definitely a no-go when I'm very stressed. I don't know why that's the way it is. And I suppose that I have to pay less attention. So that makes sense. And if I don't watch YouTube or Netflix, I just do what I feel like doing, which probably I don't get enough chances of doing things spontaneously on my daily basis. It's good to do it sometimes. But I think that something very important to point out is that I'm not always happy about me working this way, having these cycles. Sometimes it feels good and sometimes it feels bad. It feels good when I really want to space out and disconnect and take care of myself, but it feels bad when I know that I need to deny myself those activities and I want to do those activities and I force myself to not do that in order to recover faster or recover at all. So if I can avoid that situation at all, having a more balanced life, it's better. And I think that another something that shouldn't be ignored is what people think or how people perceive me when I am very stressed. I think that many of them might think that I'm depressed, that I am antisocial, that I have anxiety. Maybe it's true, but not necessarily. Maybe I just want to relieve my stress, or I need it and I have no choice. So that's the way it is. And that's why, as usual, it's very important to communicate with people that love us. So no one gets worried, no one gets offended. If they get ghosted, they're getting ghosted. Yeah, so they know that I work this way and they can accept it and go on with their lives and focus on something else instead of putting more pressure on me, because I will get back to them This is a no-brainer. If they don't put me pressure, I will be able to relax and recover, and I will get back to them 100% all the times. Okay, I hope you guys liked the video. It was quite frustrating for me, upsetting, that I lost all the footage of this video, but also the footage of another video that I was preparing, and I had to redo it again. But maybe it's better this way, because when I was on holidays, I did those videos with pleasures, but I was feeling a bit stressed, so maybe I wasn't that natural. I don't know. I take it. So please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, make sure to check out my meetup groups if you are in Vienna. I have one for autistic people and all with ADHD. And then I have also another group for neurotypicals and for neurodivergent people, so we can share each other experiences and make sure that this world becomes more accepting towards diversity. Thanks for watching. See you soon.